Most of the grass problems should be solved by now, but they're not really solved, so I'm still simulating grass and stuff and trying to get the look right. But animation has started, kind of. So we started building files for the animators to work with, and I also started making sets for the animators to animate the characters in. Most of these shots that we're tackling right now are in the beginning of the film, so it's kind of a trial and error phase to find out what is the look of everything. We have mountains, we have grass, and we have rocks and that kind of stuff, so how does it all feel together? I'm trying to work on the shots that Hjalti and Pablo are already animating on. So the very first shot where we see spring throwing a branch towards autumn, that's like a big wide shot. I started setting that up, and then also the second one where the branch lands on the ground and then autumn catches it. The two shots are kind of very different because the one is a wide shot and the other one is an extreme close-up of the ground. And it's very interesting to see them work together, and it will take a while until they will get finalized, sort of, certainly in terms of lighting. But yeah, so environment creation is underway. Also, Francesco and Hjalti and me, we all sat down and we tried to look at the planning, and we did a breakdown of you know, which shots need more attention, which shots need less attention. For the lighting, that's kind of dividing it twofold. So there's key lighting shots that define the look of a scene, and also secondary lighting shots. And then we try to rate those and make a planning for that. That'll be really cool to see how that all comes together as we make this film. And hopefully it won't take like 10 years to finish it.
Last week, basically nothing. I spent the entire week at the FMX in Germany, holding my very first talk. Yeah, I basically showed the characters and what I did so far for Spring, and yeah, opened some of the files, showed everything, and yeah, and basically my experience of working at the studio so far. It was interesting. I went back to the assets, finished the modeling for like the plants and the flowers for now, and then I am now assigned to making the sets, like the set in the riverbed. And yeah, also very interesting because I didn't work much on set building so far, mainly making the assets and characters and all kinds of stuff, but never really the environments. This is basically the scene of the riverbed, and I just started rearranging some stuff, loading in the latest cameras and spreading some of the assets I've built, for example the plants, and just trying to get it a bit more populated right now and getting the right look. Yeah, and what I am currently doing is going on to bringing back the frost and the different assets. So yeah, heading on to new shores, new stuff to do.
Hey, what have I been doing for the past 10 days or whatnot? I've been sick. I've had the man flu. Before I became gravely ill, I was starting on my first shot, but at the same time as working on the shot, it's a shot. It's one of the first shots of the movie, and we see in the distance, we see the main character kind of walking downhill on the slope with the cane. And for the most part of this movie, she's gonna be walking with that cane. So the rig consists of these 3 bones mainly, well 4 bones, there's also this guy. So these are the kind of main bones to work with. And you snap the staff to this kind of staff bone here, and you can use that bone for the rotation of the staff. You know, it's not perfect, but you can always adjust it. And then there is one bone in particular here that is kind of controlling the entire thing. It's an IK thing, so it's not really following the body. It has its own thing going on. And there's a kind of a hand bone. Now the IK hand is snapped to this bone, so you can adjust the position. You shouldn't, this is just to kind of get a nice grip, because the grip might change depending on where you're gripping on the staff, but it shouldn't go too far. Like, this is just for adjustments, nothing more. So if you're gripping a staff, you might be holding it like this, but as you're, you know, walking or whatever, you might start gripping it like this and then gripping like this. So there is a bit of adjustment going on with the hand. It kind of just depends on what you're doing. Anyway, when this starts moving, you can animate that guy, and you can take it down to a certain point, and then from there you can animate this guy, and then from there you kind of have to zero out this thing, but you can keep on working with this guy. So it's a little bit funky and weird, but it does require that there's going to be one frame where it kind of switches, so it kind of works. In the shot that I need to animate, she's walking down a bit, and if you have somebody animated, kind of like a walk cycle, even I have a walk cycle that's like 6 steps, so it's a little bit more meaty, and you can kind of work with it, and you can kind of maybe put it in a scene, do something with it. The problem is it's made exact, like totally plain level field, and if you have something that's slightly slanted, it's fine if it's maybe within 2 degrees, maybe 3. Anything up beyond that, you start having to kind of reanimate it, because the body's doing totally different things. And I measured what is the degree of angle in the slope, and it's 17 degrees. It's so severe that I kind of had to figure out, how am I gonna, like, I can't just use that walk cycle. This is gonna be a totally different thing. I made a decision on basically making a new walk cycle that is like a down cycle of her walking downwards. So it gets a lot of inspiration from the original walk cycle, but it's different. It's drastically different. You can see the body mechanics and everything about it. So I'm finishing that up right now. I'm kind of polishing that. And as soon as I have that, then that's gonna be my pillar to kind of push into the scene, and then start adjusting it to the landscape that is already there in the scene. And this walk cycle might be reused a couple of more times in other shots. Always adjusted, of course, for that particular shot, but still, it's a good backbone to have for those shots.
Goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. I have to go home to bed.
Thank you very much for watching our progress on Spring, and see you soon. Goodbye.